Welcome to Sacred Mountain Yoga and Sound. My name is Lauren, and today we'll be learning the Surya Namaskar A sequence, also known as Sun Salutation A or Sun A's for short. This is a foundational yoga sequence that we'll use in every single Vinyasa class. It's that important. Surya Namaskar is literally a greeting, a hello to our solar sun, honoring its light and the life it gives to the planet. And I encourage you as we learn this sequence, consider giving that honor to our sun and also to our internal sun, your internal life force energy, your internal light. So you can really just encompass it all in this sequence. This is one of the quickest ways that we can drop into our body, connect to our breath. And once you learn this sequence, you can take it with you wherever you go in the world. I'll be offering various modifications. Feel free to dig in and use those throughout, even when I'm offering the more traditional forms of the sequence. If the modifications feel better in your body, stick with those. Every day is different, so take what you need. Let's dive in. Find an easy seat on your mat, maybe cross-legged. Really ground your sits bones down into your mat, lengthen your spine, crown of your head towards the ceiling. Relax your shoulders away from your ears. If you need a little more grounding today, maybe palms down on your knees. If you are feeling open to receive, maybe palms up. We'll start class with some gentle warm-up postures, and then we'll dive into the Sun A's. We'll cool down with some stretching, and we'll end with Shavasana. Please do stick around for Shavasana, also known as corpse pose. It's where we lie on our backs at the end and really allow our moving practice to ground and integrate into our bodies. It's a really crucial element to the practice. So go ahead and settle into your seat. Maybe wiggle your shoulders a little bit. Ground down. Maybe soften or close your eyes and start to connect to your breath. Relax all the muscles in your belly as you draw your air all the way down into your abdomen. Deep, smooth belly breath inhales. And slow, smooth exhales. Relax through your forehead, release your jaw. And if there's anything on your heart today that you'd like to set as an intention for your practice, focus it into your heart and mind. Maybe just a single word of intention, or a positive affirmation, a powerful mantra, or maybe something you'd like to create for yourself today. With your intention in mind, take a deep breath in. On your exhale, send it out through heart center. Sweep your arms high, breathe in. Hands to heart center, breathe out. Sweep high, inhale. Heart center, exhale. Sweep high, breathe in. Heart center, breathe out. Drop your left hand down to your mat. Reach your right arm high. Lengthen your spine, breathe in. And tilt to your left on your exhale. Big inhale. And exhale. Come back through center. Release your right hand down. Plant your right hand. Reach your left arm high. Lengthen. Breathe in. Tilt towards your right on your exhale. Gentle side body stretch. Breathe in and out. Come back through center. Release your left hand down. Now walk both of your hands over to the left side of your mat. Gentle spinal twist. Keep your spine long. Maybe gaze over your left shoulder. Breathe in and out. Walk your hands back through center and over to the right side of your body. Lengthen your spine. Maybe gaze over your right shoulder. Take a deep breath in and out. Come back through center. Make your way into tabletop pose. For your tabletop, come onto all fours. Stack your hips right over your knees. Stack your shoulders right over your wrist. Hands about shoulder width apart. Really spread your fingers wide on your mat. Ground your hands. From here, we're going to take cow pose. For cow, you'll drop your belly down towards your mat. Open your chest. Maybe gaze up and breathe in. From cow pose, we'll move to cat pose. Press into your hands. Arch your spine towards the ceiling on your breath out. Cow pose, drop down. Inhale, squeeze through your shoulder blades. Cat pose, press into your hands. Tuck your tailbone forward. Arch, let it go. Keep moving like this, slow and controlled through your cow pose and your cat pose. Stay with your inhale on cow. And your exhale on cat. If you haven't already, start to engage your ujjayi breath on your exhales. Slightly constricting the back of your throat while keeping your mouth closed, letting your air drag on every out-breath, creating the sound of a gentle ocean. You can check out the Ujjayi Pranayama video if you'd like more info. Take a couple more rounds of your cow and cat pose. And come back to your neutral tabletop. I'm going to show you some variations that you can do from your tabletop pose, in addition to your cow pose and cat pose. The first will be hip circles. So for hip circles, you'll move your hips forward and back and around in one direction. It doesn't have to look any certain way. Just kind of explore, see what that feels like in your body. It's a good opener for the low back. And then switch direction. Could be slow or fast or anything in between. Come back to your neutral table. Another variation we could do here is called thread the needle. For thread the needle, plant your left hand down towards the middle of your mat. Reach your right arm high. Breathe in. Now thread your right arm underneath your left armpit and bring your right shoulder all the way down to your mat. Take a deep breath in and out. Press into your left hand. Reach your right arm high. Once more, breathe in. Release it back down. Let's switch sides. Plant your right hand down. Reach your left arm high. Breathe in. Thread your left arm underneath your right armpit. Melt your left shoulder down on your breath out. One more inhale. And exhale. Press into your right hand. Reach your left arm high. Breathe in. Release your left hand down. The last variation I'll show you from here is called puppy pose. For puppy pose, you'll keep your hips stacked over your knees. Start to walk your hands forward, forward, forward on your mat, slowly melting your chest down towards your mat. This is a big shoulder stretch, and if you want a deeper shoulder stretch, you can bring your forearms towards the outer edges of your mat, let your shoulder blades open your chest, and you can come down as far as feels good. Deep breath in and out. Walk your hands back up to your tabletop. Tuck your toes under. Press into your hands and send your hips up and back for downward facing dog. For downward facing dog, you want to create a big V shape in your body. So hands should be about shoulder width distance apart. Make sure your pointer fingers are pointed directly to the front of your mat like number 11s, and all other fingers fan out from there. The majority of your weight will fall between your thumb and your pointer finger. Feet should be about hip width distance apart. It's okay if you have a soft bend in your knees. Take what feels good in your body here. Over time, as the backs of your legs open up, you might want to gradually start dropping your heels closer, closer, closer to your mat. But take what feels good. Think about sending your hips, your sits bones up towards the ceiling. Soften through your shoulder blades and press your hands down into your mat to melt your chest closer to your upper thighs. Relax your neck. Keep your gaze between your knees. Take a deep breath in and out. One more inhale. Walk your hands to the back of your mat to meet your feet. When you arrive, make sure your feet are at least hip width distance apart, if not wider. Grab opposite elbows, relax your head, and start to sway side to side, opening up the backs of your legs and your low back. If you'd like to take any head nods or rolls, loosening your neck here, go for it. This is called ragdoll pose. Switch your grip, other forearm on top. Take a deep breath in. Release your hands down to your mat. If you have a block, maybe grab your block here. We're going to take standing twist. So plant your right hand down either to your block or to your mat. Bend into your right knee. Reach your left arm high. Open your chest. Roll your left shoulder back as you open. Breathe in. And out. One more inhale. Release your left hand down. And plant your left hand down to your mat or to your block. Bend into your left knee. Reach your right arm high. Breathe in. Keep twisting open from your belly button. And out. One more inhale. Slowly release your right hand down. Exhale. Come to a halfway lift. Bring your hands to your shins. Create a flat back. Think of creating a flat tabletop on your back. As you lengthen your spine, crown of the head towards the front of your mat, draw your shoulders away from your ears as you lengthen. Take a deep breath in. Forward fold on your exhale. Halfway lift, lengthen, inhale. And fold, exhale. Halfway lift, breathe in. Walk your hands out into high plank pose. As you arrive in your high plank, it's okay if you need to drop your knees. If your knees are lifted, really stack your heels right over the balls of your feet. Lift your hips in alignment with your shoulders. Keep your shoulders stacking right over your wrists. Press your hands down into your mat. Puff up through your shoulder blades. Take a deep breath in. Stay for your breath out. One more inhale. Slowly lower all the way down to your tummy. When you arrive, untuck your toes, plant the tops of your feet down into your mat. Tuck your elbows in towards your rib cage. Press into your hands, shine just your heart up for low cobra. Breathe in. Tuck your chin down a lot and send the back of your head up towards the ceiling as you lift. This will lengthen your spine. One more inhale. And lower back down. Exhale. Low cobra, shine your heart. Breathe in. If you'd like a challenge, maybe lift and hover your hands. Keep your feet planted down. Squeeze up through your shoulder blades. Breathe in. Then lower back down. Exhale. I'll bring your hands slightly wider than your mat, east and west. Come onto your fingertips. Lift your chest up for a high cobra. Breathe in. Drop your left shoulder down. Gaze to the right on your breath out. Back through center. Inhale. Drop your right shoulder down. Gaze to the left. Exhale. Center. Breathe in. Lower all the way back down. Replant your hands by your ribs. Press up into high plank. Inhale. Downward dog. Exhale. Lift your heels. Fill up. Bend your knees. Take tiny tiptoes all the way to the top of your mat. When you arrive, halfway lift. Breathe in. Fold. Breathe out. Slowly rise to stand, vertebra by vertebra. Head is the last thing to lift. When you arrive, give your shoulders some big shrugs up and down. And switch direction. Face your palms forward. Feet can be either hip width distance apart or feet together, whichever feels better for you. We're coming into mountain pose, also known as Tadasana. Stand really tall. Send the crown of your head up towards the ceiling. Relax your shoulders away from your ears and really ground down into all four corners of your feet. We want to gently take some hip circles in one direction, feeling every edge of every foot. And then shift around in the other direction. And come right back through center. Send your gravity, all of your energy straight down through the middle of your feet. Take a deep breath in. And out. This will begin our Sun A sequence. I'll start by giving us some modifications. Take what feels good, and then I'll go into more traditional forms of the sequence. Sweep your arms high. Breathe in. Bring your hands to heart center. Ground your intention. Take a deep breath in. And send it out. Sweep your arms high. Inhale. Take a forward fold with a flat back on your exhale. Slowly. Come to a halfway lift. Breathe in. Plant your hands, step back into your high plank with knees down. Rock forward where your shoulders jut over your wrists. Breathe in. Now we're going to take modified chaturanga where we lower halfway. Keep your elbows tucked in towards your rib cage as you lower. From our chaturanga with knees down, we're going to make our way to low cobra that we just did before. So come all the way down, press into your hands, shine just your heart up, breathe in. And then we're going to make our way back to downward facing dog, moving through tabletop briefly, and then hips up and back. So let's try that all together in a more fluid motion. So lift your heels, breathe in, bend your knees, take tiny tiptoes or steps to the top. Exhale, halfway lift, inhale, fold, exhale. Rise, sweep your arms high, breathe in. Hands to heart center, breathe out. Sweep high, fill up. Forward fold, flat back, exhale. Halfway lift, inhale. Plant your hands, step back, take your knees down, chaturanga, breathe out. Low cobra, shine your heart, inhale. And we'll do tabletop to downward dog on our exhale. Good. Let's do that a couple more times. Lift your heels, inhale. Bend your knees, step to the top, exhale. Halfway lift, breathe in. Fold, breathe out. Rise, sweep high, inhale. Hands to heart center, exhale. Sweep high, fill up. Forward fold, flat back, exhale. Halfway lift, breathe in. Plant your hands, step back, chaturanga, slowly lower, exhale. Low cobra, inhale. Tabletop to downward dog, exhale. Lift your heels, inhale. Step to the top, exhale. Halfway lift, breathe in. Fold, breathe out. Rise, sweep high, inhale. Hands to heart center, exhale. Sweep high, fill up. Forward fold, flat back. Halfway lift, breathe in. Plant your hands, chaturanga, breathe out. Low cobra, inhale. Downward facing dog, exhale. Take a deep breath in and out. Now let's try some more traditional forms of the sequence. If the modification that I just showed you, or those modifications feel better for you, stick with those. You don't have to do the traditional form, or maybe try it and see. Lift your heels, inhale. Step or float to the top of your mat, exhale. Halfway lift, breathe in. Fold, breathe out. Rise, sweep your arms high, inhale. As you lift your arms high, lift up and out of your torso, maybe even creating a little back bend as you lift. Bring your hands to your heart, breathe out. Big inhale and exhale. Sweep your arms high, breathe in. Forward fold with a flat back, exhale. Halfway lift, inhale. Plant your hands, step back into high plank, knees up. Rock forward to your tippy toes, breathe in. Chaturanga, lower halfway, breathe out. Low cobra or upward facing dog. For upward facing dog, flip to the tops of your feet, press into your hands, shine your heart up, open your chest, your knees will hover over your mat. Open your collarbone, maybe gaze up. Breathe in. Straight back to downward facing dog. Flip your feet over, exhale. Let's try that again with more fluid movement like that. Lift your heels, inhale. Step or float to the top, exhale. Halfway lift, breathe in. Fold, breathe out. Rise, sweep high, inhale. Hands to heart, exhale. Sweep high, fill up. Forward fold, exhale. Halfway lift, inhale. Plant your hands, step back, chaturanga, exhale. Upward facing dog or low cobra, breathe in. Downward facing dog, breathe out. Now I'll show you a variation of this where you shoot back into your chaturanga. Lift your heels, inhale. Step or float forward, exhale. Halfway lift, breathe in. Fold, breathe out. Rise, sweep high, inhale. This time, cactus your arms, squeeze, shine your heart open, exhale. Reach high, fill up. Forward fold, exhale. Halfway lift, breathe in. Plant your hands, step or shoot back, chaturanga. Upward facing dog or low cobra, inhale. Downward facing dog, exhale. One more like this. Lift your heels, breathe in. Step or float, breathe out. Halfway lift, inhale. Fold, exhale. Rise, sweep high, breathe in. Cactus, squeeze, breathe out. Reach high, fill up. Forward fold, exhale. Halfway lift, inhale. Plant your hands, step or shoot back, chaturanga, exhale. Upward facing dog or low cobra, breathe in. Downward facing dog, breathe out. Now I'll give one round of just general cues. You take what feels good. If I say upward facing dog, know that you can always do low cobra instead. You can always have your knees down in chaturanga if you need and move through tabletop before you move back to your downward dog. Take what feels good. Lift your heels, inhale. Step or float, exhale. Halfway lift, breathe in. Fold, breathe out. Rise, sweep high, inhale. Hands to heart center, exhale. Sweep high, fill up. Forward fold, exhale. Halfway lift, breathe in. Plant your hands, step or shoot back, breathe out. Upward facing dog, inhale. Downward facing dog, exhale. Take a deep breath in. And a big sigh out. Lift your right leg high. Breathe in. This is called three-legged dog. Keep your hips squared down to your mat. Take one more inhale. Slowly bring your right shin forward on your mat. We're going to take half pigeon. You'll bring your right shin parallel-ish to the top of your mat. It's okay if it's not directly parallel. An angle is totally fine. Flex through your right foot. This will protect your knee. Try to square and level your hips over the top of your mat. If keeping them level means staying high up like this, that's totally fine. If it feels good, you can walk your hands forward, 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 and start to slowly melt your chest down to your mat. Try to keep your right knee a little bit wider than your right hip. And begin to deepen your breath. Big inhale. And exhale. Keep breathing like this. One more breath in. The end out. Walk your hands back up. Slowly move your right foot back and come through your tabletop. Then tuck your toes under. Send your hips up and back to your downward facing dog. Lift your left leg high. for three-legged dog. Breathe in. Half pigeon. Slowly send your left shin forward parallel-ish to the top of your mat. Keep your left knee a little wider than your left hip. Flex through your left foot, protect your knee, and stay high. If that feels better for keeping your hips level. Or you can walk your hands forward, melting your chest down. Relax your shoulders. Deep breath in. And out. Keep breathing like this. Big inhale. And exhale. Start to walk your hands back up. Now roll into your left hip. Bring the sole of your right foot all the way around to the top of your mat. We're setting up for Baddha Konasana or bound angle pose. I'll face you so you can see it a bit better. If you want more intensity here, bring your heels closer to your hips. If you need more support for your low back, bring your heels farther away from your hips. Grab onto your feet. Lengthen your spine as you inhale. And hinge forward with a flat back as you exhale. If you'd like, you can use your elbows to gently guide your shins or your knees down a little farther. Take what feels good. Deep inhale. And exhale. One more breath in. And out. Roll back up to a seat. Extend your legs long in front of you for Paschimottanasana, seated forward fold. If you need more low back support here, bring your feet farther apart, maybe hip width distance apart. Reach your arms high, lengthen your spine as you inhale. Then hinge forward with a flat back as you exhale. You can always soften your knees a lot here, so take what feels better for you. You can hinge forward, or if it feels good, you can grab onto your feet and guide your torso down. Relax your shoulders away from your ears. Take a deep breath in. And out. One more inhale. And exhale. Roll back up to a seat. Bend into your knees, grab behind your thighs, vertebra by vertebra, come down onto your back, nice and easy. When you arrive, plant the soles of your feet down onto your mat, bend into your knees. Bring your arms out either into a big cactus shape or into a big T shape, whichever feels better for you. Bump your hips over to the right, but drop your knees over to the left. This is called supine twist. As you drop your knees to the left, gaze over your right shoulder and really melt your shoulder blades down into your mat, especially on the right side. Take a deep breath in and out. Come back through center. Bump your hips over to the left. Drop your knees over to the right. As you drop your knees to the right, gaze over your left shoulder. Really melt your shoulder blades down, especially on the left side. Take a deep breath in and out. Come back through center. Send your legs up the imaginary wall for waterfall pose, reversing the blood flow for a moment. Plant your hands down on either side of your hips. Let your low back release down into your mat. You can either find stillness or point and flex your toes, roll out your ankles if you have any last movement to get out. Breathe in and out. One more inhale. Slowly make your way back down to your mat. Extend your legs long on your mat, maybe feet wider east and west than your mat, maybe hands wider east and west. This is the traditional Shavasana position, palms facing the ceiling, but if you need more grounding today, maybe palms down facing the earth. Start to relax, melt your body into your mat, soften or close your eyes. Return to that intention you set at the beginning of this class. Return to those deep, smooth belly breath inhales. And slow, smooth exhales. Shavasana, enjoy your rest. Take a moment to notice what thoughts have naturally risen to the surface in this space. Without reaction, without judgment, simply noticing. And as you step back and observe those thoughts, then let them drift down the river of your mind with no attachment, just letting them be. Take a deep breath in. And a big sigh out. Start to wiggle through your fingers, wiggle through your toes. Maybe gently rock your head side to side if that feels good on your neck. Take a big full body stretch. Reach your arms overhead, legs out long. And draw your knees in towards your chest. Give yourself a loving squeeze. Feel your low back release into your mat. Then roll onto your favorite side for a moment of grounding. Feel the earth supporting you from below. Take a deep breath in and out. Slowly make your way up into an easy seat. If your eyes open, please soften or close them. Sweep your arms high, breathe in. Hands to heart center. Thank you, thank you, thank you for taking this time out of your day to dig into your Surya Namaskar A. May you be blessed with this sequence, being able to take it wherever you go in the world. All together, let's breathe in love and send out peace. Let's breathe in peace and send out love. Thank you, my friend. Go in peace today and always. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your week. Shanti.